Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Tunapatana? Hello.
Yeah, it's also
Hello.
can hear you. Can hear
Oh,
you from
good.
my side.
Thank you. Wengine tunaonana.
Yeah, mimi niko sawa.
Gloria.
Yeah, niko
Habari
fiti.
ya siku mingi. Oh, so
Nzuri,
we are waiting
nzuri.
for one member to kuingia, then we start. Tumpe around 3 minutes, then we start.
All right.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Hey, Jax, tunangoja huyo mwingine. Ndio uanze.
Hello, tuanze. Hello.
Huyo mwingine
I think we can start ndio tupate kwa njia because nimeona kama she is taking long. So atatupata tu kwa njia. So we can start, all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Tuko
can.
pamoja. Okay. So you are seeing my screen? Is everyone
Yeah, I
seeing my
can see.
screen? Okay, I think we can start by introducing ourselves so that we get to know each other. So I can start by myself. Kinanga Charles is my name. So if upcoming tax consultant, if all goes well. And we thank God for this opportunity that we are able to meet here so that we can discuss 1, 2, 3 regarding on tax return filing. So I think I can give a chance to every one of us so that we can introduce ourselves. We can start with Evelyn.
Yes. So my name is Eva. I'm also an upcoming accountant, and I'm thankful for today that we'll be able to be taken through taxes, so that we are able to understand the basics of tasks. And thank you. I look forward to interacting with all of you in the session.
Thank you. Gulo.
Hi everyone. Gloria, CPA finalist. I'm looking forward to the session. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Karibu sana. So this evening, we are just going to go through tax filing. Actually, tax is a very wide subject. If we say we are going to cover everything in tax, we can take many days. So basically, because we have learned tax here and there, basically the purpose of this lesson is to know how to file annual tax return. That is the basis of this lesson. So the other one naona ameingia, so we can give her a chance. Caroline, are you able to talk?
Yes.
So we are done introduction, so you can introduce yourself to us. Kindly, we are done introduction before, but you can say your name.
Okay, good evening. My name
Good
is
evening.
Caroline James. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we are going to interact. It's a very interactive session. So we are here to learn. Mimi ile kitu najua, I'm able to tell you. Ile kitu mnajua, we are able to learn. Si tuko pamoja hapo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. So basically, we are going to deal with the filing, just filing, and I've said tax is very complex. It's a very complex subject, so it is very wide. But basically, this evening, I want to take you through the filing, the free filing, what we call tax filing. So I have some few slides to share with you. Then from there, we can decide to go for. We can decide after taking you through the slides, we are able to do the practical filing. So I think we can take, how many hours can we take? Because we have started late and it is 9:18, we can agree. How many hours or how many minutes are we can get an agreement? 1 hour?
1 hour is fine. Huh?
Yes.
1 hour is fine. 1 hour
1
is
hour
fine.
is fine. Okay, thank you. Is there no another opinion?
1 hour is fine with me.
Okay. Again, anyone with a different opinion? So we can take 1 hour. 1 hour is fine for us so that we can, whatever we can cover today, if we don't finish, we shall finish tomorrow. Then, okay. What is the meaning of annual tax return? An annual tax income return is a declaration of income earned by an individual within a particular year. Every individual with a KRA PIN is required to file. So it means that, you see, for those employed, for the employed people, you are deducted. Pay is one of the statutory deduction that is made to KRA. So once the pay is deducted from your income, your account is normally credited. So once your account is normally credited, so at the end of every year, you have to file this tax. When filing means you are going to debit your account so that your account can balance. That is an entry. That is the debit and the credit entry. So that now as the employer deducts your money, it is going to be credited. In the other way, after you file, your account will be debited. So that one, the account will be zero rated. Are we together there? Hello?
Yes, we together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then another meaning of tax, meaning of annual tax return is a tax return is a documentation filed with a tax authority that reports income, expenses, and other relevant financial information. On tax return, taxpayers calculate their tax liability, schedule tax payments, or request funds for the overpayment of taxes. In most places, tax returns must be filed annually. So, for example, if you are filing for a company, you have to declare expenses, you have to declare all incomes. So at times when you are filing, you can either get a tax refund or a tax due. So when you will file and get a post figure, you get a tax due. A tax due, meaning you are supposed to pay to KRA. You were undertaxed. But sometimes when you file and they get a negative, it is called a tax refund. So being a tax refund, KRA is supposed to refund you because it was you overpaid to them. So as we proceed, we are going to see the practical way of it, whereby we have a tax refund, we have a tax due, and sometimes it becomes to zero. When it becomes to zero, when you are filing, meaning that the tax and the tax you paid and the income, they zero rated. All of them, they balances. So that is the why it came to zero. So as time goes by, as we are going to do the practical way, we are going to see that. Then, what are the consequences of not filing tax return in Kenya? Taxpayers will be charged for late filing of tax returns, paid at 2,000 or 5% of the tax due, whichever is high for individuals, while the penalty for income tax for non-individual is at 20,000 or 5% of tax due, whichever is high. So what normally is done when you fail to file your taxes, or you file late, what normally they do, they have two ways of computing your tax liability. Number one, they can penalty you at 2,000%, or they can take the tax liability, take the 5% of it, whichever is higher, that is what is due for you to pay them. So if you don't pay that, and sometimes there's a rule, they made amendments that's around 2 years ago, that if you don't file your returns in the next 5 years, for 5 years consecutively, meaning they are going to deactivate your KRA PIN. When they activate your KRA PIN, what happens? Your employer is not able to submit your returns to KRA. So that will subject you. You have to go to KRA for them to clear you. And let me tell you for sure, it is a very high penalty. The penalty earns interest. So it is our responsibility to ensure that we make sure that we file the tax returns yearly. Then we have different types of high tax KRA returns that we are supposed to make. Number one, we are supposed to make KRA high tax return forms for residence income, residence individual, that is income tax. Number two, KRA high tax return forms for non-residence individual, that's also income. KRA high tax return forms for company. That is the profit or the company accrued, the profit or the income that accrued from the operation of a company. KRA iTax return forms for partnership. That is the profits they get. KRA iTax return form for payee. Pay is pay as you earn. So that is deducted at source for for those people employed. Then we have KRA iTax forms for turnover tax. Turnover tax, this is where an institution or a person makes sales of worth 5 million per month. If you make a sales of for more than 5 million per month, you are supposed to pay a turnover tax. But recently, that's around last year, somebody went to court and stopped that tax over return. I think it has not been on operational for some time because it is in court. So the court, it is mamisha. So we are waiting for the verdict in the next, maybe this year or next year. We are not aware. We are not sure when it will be. Then number 7, we have KRA iTax return forms for value added tax, that is VAT. So, and one thing you should know, for filing of VAT, VAT is final. So whatever you file monthly, the 16% is final. So there is no way you are not required to file VAT at the end of every year, but we file VAT monthly. So when you finish filing VAT monthly and that is final, you are not going to file anywhere. Likewise, for the turnover tax, once also you file monthly, it is final. For employment, it's not final because at the end of every year, you have to make that filing. Then number 8, we have KRA iTax return for exercise duty. Number 9, KRA iTax return form for nil tax. Nil tax, this is nil income. So whoever was not earned any income for the whole year can file nil tax. So these nil tax are those for those people who are not in employment, those people who have not earned any income. Not necessarily for individuals. Even companies, if they have not made any profit during the year, they file nil tax. Then number 10, we have KRA iTax return forms for rental income. So rent income, it's normally taxed at 10%. So once you do a filing every month, and the deadline for doing this is should be before every 20th of every month of the following month. So once you do the filing of the rent income tax for every month, it is final. You are not required to file at any given time. That is end of the year. Then we have KRA iTax return forms for withholding tax. Withholding tax whereby comes where, for example, for dividends is 5%. Once you are paid the dividends, withholding tax is final. So once it has been taxed at 5%, you are not required to file it anywhere. We have tax for consultancy fee, withholding. We have for what we call, we have tax of consultant fee. We have bonuses and the many others. So for those ones, we are going to see how we are going to do with them. Then we have with the number 12, we have KRA tax for interest. Interest and the dividends, they are under withholding tax. So for those ones, we are going to see them, how we are going to do the treatment in filing KRA returns. Then the requirements needed for you to do an annual return. So number 1, you need a P9 form. This P9 form is given normally by the employer. The P9 form contains all what you got the whole of the year. It will show all the basic salary, benefits, allowances, gross salary, pension contribution, payee that was deducted from your that was deducted from your salary, then personal relief. So this one, the P9, you are supposed to be given by the employer. It is the responsibility of the employer to prepare P9 forms for their employees at any given time, that is at end of the year, so that you are given that P9. Once you are given the P9, you are able to do the filing. Then another thing you should have is a P9, a KRA PIN number. So you have to have a KRA PIN number for you to access the KRA portal. That is once you access the KRA portal, this is where you are going to do the filing. So I think up to there, is there any clarification or where you have not understood, so that I can do some few clarification before we continue? Eva?
I don't have any questions so far.
Caro?
No questions.
Glo?
I'm fine so far. No
Okay,
questions.
Thank you. Thank you. We can continue. Then we come to how to file your individual tax return. Kenyan residents are required by law to declare their income tax returns to the KRA by 30th of June every year. So if you don't file by 30th of June every year, number one, you risk yourself being penalized. Number two, you risk your KRA PIN to be deactivated. Then, according to the Income Tax Act, Section 52B, income tax shall be charged for each year of income upon all the income of persons, whether residents or non-residents, which accrue in or was derived from Kenya. Subject to this act, income upon which tax is chargeable under this act is in respect of gains or profit from a business for whatever period of time carried on. Number two, employment or services rendered. Number three, a right granted to another person for use of occupation of a property. So for the purpose of this training, I will offer you a step-by-step process for filing of individual income tax residence return, that is ITR. So for the purpose of this training, I will take you step by step what you are required to do, so that you can be able to file your end year or annual returns income filing. So the steps to filing KRA returns include, that is, the steps of filing KRA return is almost common for all types of returns, be in your income tax or for an individual, income tax for corporates, or filing of VAT. The only thing which differs from each type of tax return is the details which you need to furnish and the format in which you need to submit it. So for filing of KRA, of VAT, income for corporates, income for individuals is all the same. The only difference is the information you put. The information and also the tax application, that is VAT, income for companies. So you are all along, you are going to see the difference, how these things are going to work, the functionality in the iTax. For example, the type of details and the format of filing KRA returns for income would be different from filing VAT return, but the steps to file returns will be more or less similar. So all that you are going to see as we are going. So the following are the steps for filing KRA returns. Number one, so I'm going to take you through all all those ones, then we go to a practical one. So number one, you have to visit the iTax filing portal. Number two, you have to log in into iTax portal with your PIN and password. Number 3, you have to click on e-returns, select returns from the navigation menu and click on file returns. Number 4, select the type, enter your tax PIN and select the tax application applicable to you and click next. Number 5, based on the tax application you have selected, it opens. The relevant tax form, for example, if you have selected VAT as your tax obligation, it will open the VAT return form. Number 6, this page will take you through the filing process and it will have detailed instructions to file your tax returns. Number 7, the instructions also have links to download the tax returns from in Excel, all odds format. Click the relevant link to download the template and save it on your computer. Number 8, fill all the applicable areas in the downloaded tax returns form and save your document on your computer. Then number 9, make sure you enable the macros to able to validate and zip your file. Number 10, go to the iTax return filing page and select the period for which you are filing the returns. Number 11, upload the zip file and agree to the terms and the conditions by clicking the checkbox. Number 12, finally, click submit button to upload the returns and click OK for the pop-up message. Then number 13, on filing KRA return, an e-return receipt will generate with message return subject successfully along with acknowledgement number. Note, very important, in the event you misplace your PIN or password, you can simply reset it by entering your KRA PIN and click on the format password and log account. You will then be issued a new password, which you will need to change immediately. Then that is the end of the presentation. That is the end of the presentation. Up to there, I would like to welcome questions before we go to the login. Then we do one filing return, then we call it a day. If there is any question, you can ask. But also, again, one point I want to make an announcement is that the Zoom gives us 40 minutes. If you have not subscribed, 40 minutes, it ended. So since we started our presentation, 40 minutes are over. So it is going to automatically log us out, then we log in, then we finish the next session. So is there any question up to there? Any clarification, any question before we proceed? We can start with Evelyn. Evelyn.
Yes. I think the question will come once we start the practical.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Glory?
So far, so good, Charles. I think with Evelyn on this, maybe once we start the practicals, I might have a question.
Okay, thank you. Caro?
No questions so far.
Okay, thank you. Then also this session is being recorded. At the end of the day, we'll share the recording for your reference. So I think immediately we go to I can stop sharing this. Then I will share another screen. Sorry. Sorry. Hope everyone is seeing my screen. I'm going to share the P9 for an example of a P9 that we are going to use in the group shortly, so that we are able to see how a P9 looks like. I've shared the one P9. I'm also sharing another one. I hope in our group and WhatsApp group, we have all received the P9s. So I don't know from your end, you are able to see. Are you able to download the P9s?
Yes, I have downloaded mine.
So let's download the one for the last one. This is the last one I've sent. Are we there?
Yes.
Are we there,
Yeah,
everyone?
I'm there myself.
Okay. So I want you to move to the, you can see it is for Nairobi, the employer, the employer's name is Nairobi, the Nairobi Hospital. Are we together?
Yes.
Employee's name, Esther Wanjoy Njoki.
Yes.
Are we together in that point?
Yes.
So then once you are in the KRA portal, hapo enter pin stroke user ID, tunaweka hiyo ya Esther Wanjoki, which is A 00721 again 58 M. Then ukishaweka unaweka, you continue, you tap on that, you click on that continue. It will tell you to put a password. So here we said our last statement, if you don't know the password, you will simply come down here, forgot password. But if you know the password, you just end up directly password here. But if you don't know the password, you forgot the password, the KRA will send you a password to the email you used in registration when you are doing registration of your PIN. So for this one, because I know the password, we can go directly to we put the password, we enter into iTax. But we shall do one that doesn't have a password, then we reset. Then here the password, you just put the password, which is 26 31 77 88. Then there is a security stamp. It is normally a simple mathematics, which is 94 DEMS plus 8. That comes to 102. Is that okay?
Yes.
102. Then we log in. So once you log in, umeingia kwa KRA iTax. So number one, something I want us to see, you remember I told you, once you are being deducted, all your submission to KRA, what your employer will submit to KRA, they are all credited. So we can come, you come to Ledger. I want to show you, you come to my Ledger, general ledger report. We want to see whether it is true. Then tax head, you choose income tax resident individual. You say, okay, then show ledger. So if you can see very well, we have the debit side and the credit side. For Esther, she has been, for all along, amekuwa akikatwa pesa. Akikatwa, pesa inawekwa kwa, her account will be credited. So as you see, our account it is being credited. That is 13,000 for the month of April here. For the month of mwezi wa nane, that is for, no, not mwezi wa, tarehe nane, mwezi wa nne, 2022. The amount of 13,863 was credited to our account. So all along, you will find out that all the money that she's being